The Kebra Nagast claims that Queen Makeda had servants and merchants. They traded for her at sea and on land in the Indies and Aswan. It also says that her son Hakim or Menelik I made a campaign in the Indian Sea, and the King of India made gifts and donations and prostrated himself before him. It is also said that Menelik ruled an empire that extended from the rivers of Egypt, the Blue Nile, to the west, and from the south to eastern India, according to the Kebra Nagast. The Kebra Nagast identification of an Eastern Indian empire ruled by the Naga corresponds to the Naga colonies in the Deccan and on the east coast between the Kaveri and Vaigai rivers. The major Naga tribes were the Maravar, Ainar, Oliar, Oviar, Aruvalar, and Parathavar. In the Kalatokai 4:1-5, the Naga are described as being of strong limbs and hardy frames and fierce looking as tigers wearing long and curled locks of hair. The Naga kings of Sri Lanka are mentioned in the Mahawanso and are said to have later become Dravidians, as testified to by the names of these people, Naganathan, Nagaratnam, Nagaraja, and etc. The major gift of the Naga to India was the writing system, Nagari, which is the name for the Sanskrit script. Over 100 years ago, Sir William Jones pointed out that the ancient Ethiopic and Sanskrit writing are one and the same. William Jones explained that the Ethiopian origin of Sanskrit was supported by the fact that in both writing systems the writing went from left to right and the vowels were annexed to the consonants. Today, Eurocentric scholars teach that Indians taught writing to the Ethiopians, yet the name Nagari for Sanskrit betrays the Ethiopian origin of this form of writing. Moreover, it is interesting to note that Sanskrit vowels are in the same order as G's. The Ethiopian script has influenced many other writing systems. Y.M. Kobishner, in the UNESCO History of Africa, maintains that Ethiopic was used as the model for Armenian writing, as was many of the Transcaucasian scripts. Dravidian literature indicate that the Naga may have introduced worship of Kali, the serpent, Murugan, and the sun or Krishna. It is interesting to note that a god called Murugan is worshipped by many people in East Africa. It is also interesting that Krishna, who was associated with the sun, means black. This is analogous to the meaning of Khans of the Kushites. Homer described Hercules as follows: black he stood as night, his bow unkissed, his arrow string for flight. This mention of arrows identifies the Kushites as warriors who used the bow, a common weapon of the Kushites and the Naga. The Naga or Ethiopians were defeated by Dravidian-speaking people from Kumarinadu. Kumarinadu is supposed to have formerly existed as a large island in the Indian Ocean which connected India with East Africa. This landmass is mentioned in the Silapatikaram, which said that Cameronado was made up of 7 nadus or regions. The Dravidian scholars Adiarkunalar and Nakanar wrote about the ancient principalities of Tamilaham, which existed on Kumarinadu. Kumarinadu was ruled by the Pandyans/Pandyans at Madurai before it sunk beneath the sea. The greatest king of Kumarinadu was Sangun. According to Dravidian scholars, the Pandyans worshipped the goddess Kumari Amon. This Amon probably corresponds to the ancient god Amon of the Kushites. The Kalatokai 104 makes it clear that after the Pandyans were forced to migrate off their island home into South India to compensate for the area lost to the great waves of the sea, King Pandya moved to the other countries and won them. Removing the emblems of tiger and bow, he in their place inscribed his reputed emblem fish and valiantly made his enemies bow to him. Kumari Kandam is a continent, believed to be lost with an ancient civilization, supposedly located south of the Indian subcontinent in the Indian Ocean. In the 19th century, some European and American scholars speculated the existence of a submerged continent called Lemuria to explain geological and other similarities between Africa, Australia, the Indian subcontinent, and Madagascar. A section of Tamil revivalists adapted this theory, connecting it to the Pandyan legends of lands lost to the ocean, as described in ancient Tamil and Sanskrit literature. This we will delve into further when we connect Lemuria, which is the same as Kumarinadu and the Americas, to the Hebrew narrative in latter webisodes.